you write it down?
I did write it down.
Thank God. I was gonna say, I think Beck wrote it down. No, I can't remember. It wasn't a book I had read yet. Please hold. Hi everybody, I'm Mags.
I'm Beck.
And this is The Book Pod. And we are so excited to officially start season 3. And we would like to welcome our very first guest, author Stacey Lynn Hafner. Yay!
Hello.
Thanks for being here. Do you want to say a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So Stacey Lynn Hafner, as you said, I am actually a Minneapolis-based author. So grew up in suburbs of the Twin Cities and then kind of moved all over before winding my way back to Minnesota. So very proud Midwesterner to be here. I write mostly romantic suspense and contemporary romance. So my books tend to have very strong kind of female characters and a lot of found family themes. Community is really important to me. And, a little mystery or danger with your spice and romance. So
we love it. We both love your books.
We do.
So we're super excited that you're here. But as the book pod goes, we must start with, what are you drinking? So Meg,
excellent.
What are you drinking today?
I decided to go for a raspberry tea tonight. I was feeling I needed a little fruit, a little something extra tonight.
Lovely.
Beck, what are you drinking?
This is green tea with a little bit of honey in it, which I'm obsessed with. Stacey, what are you drinking?
Well, I went right for the wine.
Yes.
So I have a little white wine in a little glass. My glass says, "This wine is making me awesome." So hopefully that will make for a very entertaining discussion.
I love
That's so
it.
great. Okay,
All right.
so we're gonna cheers. We'll try to
Cheers.
cheers. Yes, perfect.
All right. Well, to start this interview off, we are going to give you some quick fire questions. So don't be too hard, just write what comes off, okay? First of all, what are 3 items you absolutely cannot travel without?
Ooh, cannot travel without my phone. It's sad but true. Comfortable shoes, because I really like to walk everywhere I go. And third, travel without, I don't know, a cute top.
Ooh. I like it. I like it. Okay. I feel like we may have already inadvertently answered this question, but this or that, tea or wine?
Depends on the time of day. Tea in the morning, wine in the evening.
Perfect.
If you could speak any language right now, what would it be?
Spanish. I did actually take a few semesters of Arabic back in the day. And then I went to Morocco for 2 months and I studied Arabic and I got pretty good. But I've since forgot, it's like if you don't use it, you just lose it all. So yeah.
But that's still so cool. Yeah, absolutely awesome. What is your go-to candle scent?
Oh, probably lavender.
Ooh, good.
I love lavender. Yeah.
Yes. What is your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni. Although I'm also a fan of green olives on pizza.
Oh, green olives. I like that. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you've officially passed the rapid fire round. Well done.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
We thought a little rapid fire, just kind of fun questions would be a good way to kind of like
get into it.
Ease on in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So, some questions about you as an author.
Okay.
Since you have been what you've named as kind of a closeted romantic for so long, what was it that made you finally decide to write and publish your own stories?
Yeah, well, I think I joke that I was a closeted romantic because I always felt I was always a romance reader. Like I always loved romance novels, even as, junior high school. That was always kind of what I gravitated to, was like a good love story. But I also really strongly identify as a feminist. And so for a long time that those two things were in conflict. And so if I could only be one, right? It was
Right.
but I think I don't know, as I got older and I think at some point I just started to get mad that you couldn't be a sappy romantic and be a feminist. And so I was like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna write the type of love stories I would want to be a part of, that I would want my friends to have, like the partners that I want them to find. And so, yeah, I just kind of combined those two things and like started sharing with my friends and family, and it kind of grew from there.
That's really interesting. And I love that because it's so true that you feel like you're not allowed to be romantic and want love and that type of relationship if you're going to be a strong female who's a feminist.
Mhm.
But I think that somewhere along the way, the idea or the definition of a feminist kind of got lost. And it's like, but I do have the right as a
Mhm.
woman to want that type of love and that type of relationship and somebody who is going to treat me the way that I deserve. So I
Yeah.
love that you finally took that plunge and said, screw it. Oh, I love that. And write what I also love that you said write what you would want and what you wanted for your friends and the people around you, because there's something kind of extra powerful in that you're not writing stories that you think other people would necessarily want. You're not necessarily writing for a something specific that society is looking for or what you think you're supposed to be writing, but you're writing because this is the love you want and you wish for and that you wish for, which is so cool for your friends and for those people close to you. So that's just really really fucking beautiful, and I'm so happy that you took that plunge and decided to go that way. So I'm here for it.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's again, I think that as I got more comfortable in all of my female friendships and how important those were to me, and like really doing a lot to kind of like protect that space and nurture those relationships, at some point yeah, I was just like, that I do think everybody needs that, but you can have more than that. Like, it doesn't have to be just one or the other.
I love that.
Yeah, I agree completely. 100%.
Now, this one I'm very interested in. Do you ever use the magic 8-ball when writing?
You know, I haven't yet. That is a good idea when I'm stuck on a particular plot point to go to the 8-ball. I tend to use it more in I know.
I thought for sure the answer was going to be yes.
Yes.
I thought for sure
I know.
all the time.
I know. I just use it like more for me.
That's awesome. So for our audience, if you don't know Stacey, we, while doing our little research, you can see it in her bios. She talks about how she loves using a magic 8-ball to make decisions, which first of all is
That's genius.
And hilarious. And I think I saw you posted a picture of like a knitted or crocheted magic 8-ball.
Yes.
That you have.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
Beck's immediate question, first question, was,
does she use it while she's writing?
Use it while she's writing?
I want to know. Like, did this happen because the magic 8-ball said it was
right?
so?
Like, did this plot happen? This character arc happen?
First time that occurs, I will be sure to let you guys know.
Oh my gosh. I need it. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, I love that.
That's amazing.
That the knitted 8-ball that you mentioned, that was actually a gift from Dee at Writers on the River. So she brought that around.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That is awesome. So is there a reason that you chose tattoo artists as your first, as the first like profession of your main male characters in the Vanished?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So my first series, the Vanished Tattoo series, all based around the staff of a tattoo shop. My most recent book, which is my 7th book, Sloane's Salvation, she was actually the first character that really I kind of got to know really well in my head. And so everything kind of ended up somewhat kind of backtracking into her story, oddly. And then when I was thinking about some of my other kind of stories and what I would want to tell, I really thought it would be interesting as like reality TV becomes such a kind of phenomena, like a normal part of our lives, what impact that would have on somebody who was falling in love or just like living their life and like all of a sudden was a reality star. And so I started playing with that. And then for me, the type of reality TV that I really like are the kind of like talent competition shows, right? The Project Runway and the Top Chef and Ink Master. I'm a big fan. It's like those kind of shows. And so, yeah, that just seemed kind of the sexiest one. So that's where I went first.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Full support on that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
So the only next logical question is, do you have any tattoos?
Do.
Yes.
Not as many as people assume, considering my first series is all about tattoos. But I do have plans for more, so we'll see.
I love that. Me too. So can you explain, now that we're talking about the Vanished series and tattoos, I find it very interesting that the series about tattoo artists is named the Vanished series. So can you tell us, or if there is a reason behind why you named it that?
Yes. So for folks who haven't read the first book, Tattoo My Heart, Lucas is the owner of the tattoo shop. And he, again, just won a reality tattoo competition. So he does have this fame, and we're kind of playing with that a little bit. But the other part of his backstory is that he grew up in foster care and just recently found kind of his extended biological family a few years before the book starts. And so he, in that kind of time frame between him discovering his family and that history, and then the beginning of the book, he opens his own tattoo shop. So it's his shop. And he names it Vanished because his mother had just kind of vanished and nobody knew what happened to her. So
Then you just kind of rode with that idea that Lucas was the first one and his story was the first one. So kind of on theme of Vanished with that. Okay.
yeah.
I like it. Oh, I like that if you haven't read the series or the books, that you think, okay, the Vanished series, but it's tattoo artists. Like, what's the connection? Yeah, right. What's the correlation? What's happening there? And like you said, romantic suspense. And so I like that it's there's still that mystery that gets sprinkled in there with your characters, and wondering like, oh, what's going on and what's happening and why are things like this? So it does keep things really interesting. So, okay. All right.
Okay.
Got it.
So, as in our research, we found a lot of interesting things. And one of those things was that the names of your main characters are very gender fluid. So was there any sort of specific like inspiration behind your character names? And was there a reason that you kind of went with those that could go either way?
Yes. It's interesting. You are actually not the first person to ask me about that. For me, I don't think it was actually even initially a conscious decision. It was really just names that I really like. But I have always been kind of drawn to, especially for women, like pretty gender neutral names. And I don't really know why that's the case. But it is. It's true. And I definitely remember even as a kid when you would just like write little stories for yourself and that kind of thing, I often would pick names that were pretty gender neutral. And now now I think it has become more of a kind of conscious choice, but it didn't really start out that way. And I think now I really enjoy it, again, just because I also think my characters don't really fall into kind of traditional gender roles. They mix it up a lot, on both the men and the women. And so I like just kind of reinforcing that, I guess, subtly with the names as well.
Yeah, and that's so cool, especially with going through and reading, I haven't read the Tattoo series yet, or the Vanish series, but I have read, Red's Redemption and the Dark Angel series. So going through and reading like the descriptions of the Vanish series, I was like, these are all, wait a minute. So I think that's so cool that you didn't really have like a specific reason, that it just kind of started when you were young and now has grown into your writing. And I love that the characters don't have that kind of standard like male or female kind of characteristics. Like you said, it can kind of go either way, which is so cool, and just I think brings more awareness to that people can be anything, which is we always need more of.
Yeah, agreed.
And then going back to the whole, feminist romantic thing,
Yeah.
I think it is like breaking barriers there too. Like you don't have to have a girly name if you're a woman. You don't have to have what's quote unquote standard for a manly name for a man, and that doesn't define your characteristics or who, your personality, and that you do have these very strong female characters, but then on the opposite side you do have these men that have been through things and that have had hard things, but that doesn't necessarily stop them from having moments of vulnerability and being able to break through that. So I think that it's even more interesting and fun that happened unconsciously for you, that naming, and that now it's turned into a thing you do on purpose, but that it kind of just plays along with that idea of like just breaking those kind of standards and barriers of traditionalism. So look at you go,
trying to, I guess, I think it is true what I said initially. It's like trying to write love stories that I would want for myself and the people that I love, right? And like I write women characters that I think I would want to be friends with and would want to be part of that friend group, and then the men that I think are good enough for them. And that means that they come to the table as full characters too, right? Like being able to be strong, but also being able to be vulnerable. I think you have to have that kind of balance in all of the characters, men and women.
Yes. Is it my turn? I'm getting lost now in the conversation on whose turn it is. Is it my turn? Okay.
You didn't number them.
I didn't number them. I wasn't smart enough to number them. I just wrote the question down. So you talked a little bit about how the characters in the Vanish series weren't necessarily the first characters talking to you. Now, something else we found very interesting, if you haven't read any of Stacey's books, or if you still have some yet to read, is that a lot of your characters are going to overlap in between your different series that you have. So was that planned to not only have it, more than, but like so many interact or overlap between the series? Is that something that you planned from the beginning, or did it just kind of happen as you were writing those stories?
Both, really. So I always knew that the characters would reappear and be interconnected throughout the different series. So, the Vanished crew is in the Dark Angel series and the Abbott series, and they're all kind of like overlapped. And partly I knew that I would do that because, again, that kind of theme of found family and community is a really important part of my life and something I kind of inject into my books. But then sometimes characters that I didn't think of. So about our deal with Tegan and Link, like it was kind of after I met them where I was like, oh, actually they would be perfect together. And so, it was like Link is Connor's brother in the third book of the Vanished series. And then Tegan is kind of a cousin of both Luke and Riley in the first and second books. And so they entered into the friend group in totally different ways and totally separate. And it wasn't until, I kind of got to know both of them that I was like, oh, they'd be perfect together. And so then that became About Our Deal and the first Abbott book. So
that's really cool. So how do you plot out? This wasn't a question we had originally, but I'm going to ask it anyway, because it makes me wonder. Yeah. So because you knew that you wanted them to overlap, did you have to plot that out because you don't want to share too much in one book because you want to bring them over to the other book? So was there kind of a back and forth there, or did it feel like it just kind of flowed from one book to another? How did that kind of work?
Mm-hmm. I would say it definitely, there was kind of a plan. So again, with Sloane being the first character that I kind of built this world off of, I guess. Oh, sorry, my son is kind of coming in an awkward way. I knew up to her, and then basically through that kind of had fleshed out the full Abbott series and the full Dark Angel series. So kind of knew all of those connections and where they would be revealed and where they would kind of come into play and that kind of thing. But then as you go and again, kind of build the worlds, right, additional connections kind of come in. And so then we have all of the additional Abbott cousins that we're meeting and figuring out when they enter the chat, you have to figure out their backstory too a little bit, right, to make sure that they're a authentic character and a real person kind of in fantasy. But so then as it grows, you're kind of backing into a set of things. It's like you come up with their backstories to add to it.
So cool.
That's so interesting. I always love talking to authors about how they like write their books and plot their books, because you guys talk about like meeting the characters and then figuring out what their backstory is, and it's like, this is all coming from your head. How do you do this? Like, I wish that I could create a world like that, and then just like, I mean, we've talked to different authors about like arguing with characters, and I'm just like, can I live in your head?
Yeah. Well, it's fun because even when you do, I mean, for me at least, even when I do have it kind of plotted out and I have the basics, like every once in a while a character still surprises me. Like again, in About Our Deal, Tegan's oldest brother Zane has been traveling. He's like went on a kind of endless sabbatical and he's been traveling the world. And I knew he would be back for the Abbott series, but I didn't expect him to show up as early as he did. Like I didn't think he was coming back at, during that book. I thought he would be back in a later book. But he showed up. And so then I was like, okay, figuring this one out.
It's so fascinating. Cool. This is so fascinating. And I know that readers will say, do you love and grieve and feel, your characters the way we do as we're consuming them? Because I swear that this is a scientific fact because I've seen it posted on the internet and we believe everything that's on the internet. But that your brain can't tell the difference between a fictional character and a real person.
Interesting. Yeah.
Created those like emotional connections to them because you play them in your head, like you play like other people. And so, we always have those visceral reactions and those emotional reactions to something that happens to a character, whether it's kicking your feet because you're giddy because something's happening, or your blood is pumping and your anxiety is high because something bad is about to happen and you don't know what it is. Maybe that's just me. I get that anxiety. So then it's like, and then if you ever kill a character off, it's always like, well, is the author sitting there clicking, clacking on their keyboard laughing because they know it's going to destroy us, or is it destroying them too? And so then when we hear you guys talk about your characters as like real people in your head, and it just flows through you, and you're the one who's just telling their story. It's like you guys have to. You have to be feeling that too while you're writing that. And like not only what a convoluted mess it must be at times, because you're like, okay, everybody's yelling at me and I know be quiet, but also that like emotional roller coaster you're going on as you're writing them. That's got to be kind of intense sometimes, I would think.
Yeah. I get more frustrated, I think, when the opposite is true, and when you have somebody and they're not talking to you and you're like, I really need you to cooperate here.
Come on.
We gotta figure this out. So yeah, the opposite is also true.
So what do you do when that happens, when somebody's not talking to you and you're like, y'all, we got a story to write, you got to say something?
Yeah. Sometimes I will like just kind of power through it and be like, I'm gonna make you talk. And then other times I will kind of just veer off into other characters and like write future scenes or future stories or like that kind of thing. Until they kind of decide to come back and talk more. So yeah, it's both ways, just kind of depending on where the book is at that point.
Fair enough. Totally fair enough.
So cool. So again, really interested with some of the things that you've said so far, and I'm kind of gonna switch it into a two-part question because we're changing things up and I like it.
Sorry.
So you mentioned a couple of times how Sloane was your first character, but she's your most recent book. So how did you decide to start with the Vanished series over Sloane's story, and then why was Sloane's story second in the Dark Angels?
Excellent question. Okay, so this is a little bit my character's running the show again too. So with Sloane, her a bunch of things needed to happen in order for her story to be ready. And so once I knew that, and then I was playing with this idea of a reality TV star and kind of what that would look like, then it was kind of fun because knowing where Sloane was going to come in, now if you go back, there's little Easter eggs along the way because I knew that that was eventually coming. So Sloane is only named in one of the other Vanished books, but she appears in all of them. You just don't know it's her.
It's so sneaky.
I love it.
So going back now, you could, probably see some. And then I do actually started a Patreon that I do a lot of these backstories. So I've taken all of the scenes that Sloane appeared in when you didn't know it was her and wrote them from her point of view as part of the backstory on my Patreon. So yeah, so you can kind of see how she kept an eye on everything while her story was unfolding. And then initially I did think that she would be the first Dark Angel series, or the first book in the Dark Angels series, but then Ren came out of book 3 of the Vanished series. This has got to be so confusing for people the way it like jumps around.
We'll just put like a chart up so that people can see.
It does need a flow chart. And so, and it was really a lot of kind of the reader reaction to Ren's story in Tattoo My Soul, with Logan trying to find her and what had happened to her. Okay. That made me decide to do that one first and have that be the introduction to the Dark Angels. And it worked very easily to then kind of introduce Sloane more before her book kind of came out. So it ended up, I think, working out really well, even though that wasn't the initial plan.
That's so cool. And I love that too, where like sometimes you have like a great story, but you're like, so much needs to be explained first before we get into this. And that's so cool. And now I want to go back and like dissect everything and read the full Vanish series and be like, okay, where is she?
Well, and how cool is it, the different, like, that I've started the Vanish
Right,
series.
and then I started with the
and then
Dark
so then
Angels
we'll
of Battle.
flip.
Yes.
And then we'll meet at the Abbotts.
There we go.
That's how creative.
That's insane.
I mean, you wouldn't, if you're just looking at those series, the 3 series that you currently have, as having no idea, even just like reading the blurbs, like how you've been able to connect them is, I don't even know if there's a word for it. Like, that's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant and so creative. I have never heard of.
It's so mind-boggling.
Connecting those things like that, because you know, you get the spin-off series and things like that, but that you're going from what you think is just a interconnected series about tattoo artists and people falling in love, and then the Dark Angels, which you're like, okay, I get, you know, this is romantic suspense and like
explodes.
Yeah, but then when you've got them all, my whole mind is like right now that's how it all got put together. And I love that you're doing the Patreon thing, the backstory, and
and it's really fun, and it helps me too, you know, kind of like get to know all of the characters better, and and I really do enjoy writing scenes from a different point of view and what's going on with the other characters kind of in the scene. So I've enjoyed it. So there's a bunch of, like, from Ren when she was missing, like there's one story for each year that she was missing and what kind of happened. And then with Sloane, it's a lot of like how she has been around, even though people didn't realize it. So yeah, it's been fun.
So cool.
Do you think you'll release those as like a little novella or something? Never?
No, I have thought about it, but I don't know if there's, maybe when the whole Dark Angel series is complete, then I would, as you know, kind of like their backstories, because I will plan on doing something similar there's like a dozen for each of the Dark Angels that will go up. So maybe when the series is complete, we'll see.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
If you did that. That'd be super fun. For those who don't necessarily know, that's on your Patreon too. Like, I love that that's like a little secret club you've got going on too, like your little Patreon group of people. Like, you guys know the secret, but nobody else gets to know the secret until I'm ready for them to know the secret. But they'll have had that for how long beforehand. So that's super fun.
I love that.
I love that too. That's super, super fun. So switching gears just a little bit, we did happen to read that you are a very big fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I am.
So because of that love, do you think that you will ever jump into writing in the paranormal universe?
Oh, interesting. I don't know. I mean, I haven't, I guess, ruled it out. Nothing, I don't have any stories in the works right now. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I do love Buffy, and I love Supernatural. I do love all of those kind of things. I just don't know if I might be a consumer and not
That's fair. Sometimes you just have to consume it, but I don't know. I think I could see like a Stacey's version of vampire love, supernatural love. Like, there's
some badass female main characters. Yes.
Yeah.
If you ever get the itch, I'm just saying.
You know, at least
all right.
we would read it.
I'll bounce ideas off of you.
Perfect. We're always here. We're always here.
All right. So, moving on just a little bit.
Okay.
Here is our kind of general book community question.
Okay.
That we're dying to know. If you could change one thing about the book community, what would it be?
Oh, about the book community?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The reader, author, Like everything that you've been, is there anything that you're like, if we could fix or change this one thing, that would be amazing?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is just finding your people, and it's like it's great when it happens, but there's so many readers, there's so many books out there, and it's like trying to find the people who are going to love your stories and like build that community. Even with all of the social media and everything else, it's like that's still really hard, and I just wish that it was like easier.
I don't disagree, and I see that kind of as a common theme, like specifically that social media aspect, that authors are like, why do we have to do everything? Like, we write the books and now we have to market the books and we have to be social media managers. And especially as indie authors, you're doing your own, sometimes you're doing your own edits, sometimes you've got at least, a team to help you with that. And then you're dealing with cover. I mean, there's so many things that I think readers don't always notice or see that you guys are having to do before a book even comes out. And so then to say, oh, by the way, also convince people to read it and find your readers and find your community and make sure you're posting on social media and make sure you're advertising your own book. Like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to do. And then you see some of these authors that make it look like it's not hard. And not that I'm sure that they're also going, it's hard, but it's when it's that social media thing and it's that you don't see the work behind it, you're like, why are they so good at it, or why do they have these things and I want to be good at it? But I know that's something we struggle with too, is that like, well, but how do I do it?
I know.
So it's I completely understand that part being difficult, and it would be nice if like when you like signed up to be an author and then it's like, here's your team, right?
I know, exactly. It's like, here are the people who are going to love your books.
Yeah. Have you found now what you feel like is kind of that, what was it, the Hafnerds?
Yes,
that's what your readers are called.
Love it.
Yes.
Which is amazing. So like, did you feel like that, like how long did you feel like that took, and do you feel like you're kind of in that more of that better space now?
Yeah. I mean, I think like my ARC team and the folks that are in the Facebook group, and they're so amazing and they're so fun, and I love how excited they get about the new books coming out. And so I mean, I definitely think every one of them, it's like I'm so thankful for them and love having them. And it's like you notice, it's like when one of your kind of like regulars is busy with something else going on, and so they're not like weighing in on your new book or whatever, because they have lives. You're like, oh, I can't wait till Dale or Jen or whoever kind of pops back in, because I'd love to see what they think, kind of thing.
That's really cool though, about being able to have that community, is that you have those people that you recognize coming in all the time. You can make those connections and those relationships. And I feel like sometimes if you get too many people in, that it can be overwhelming and you start to lose those connections. And sometimes not necessarily a bad thing, but it just kind of shifts into something different. And so you've got that ability to recognize when one of your regulars is maybe not in the group as much that day, and you're looking forward to their reaction. That's so sweet. I love that you do that and that you care that much. Not that you wouldn't, but just to hear that and recognize that is super cool. I know from the reader side, when I first got into online book community and bookstagram and book talk and all that kind of stuff, and everybody's talking about, well, I'm an ARC reader and I'm a beta reader and I am a PA and I'm in this author group and I'm in this author group, and you're like, what are all of you talking about, and how do I do it? How do I get in, and how do I make that happen, and how do I get authors to love me because I love them? And so it's kind of neat to see the other side of that as authors going, yeah, I want those ARC readers and I want those beta readers and I want those people in my Facebook group to
Oh yeah.
see. And so I don't think we always realize that there's another side of that.
Oh yeah. 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 I mean, every once in a while I'll see, on Threads or, Instagram or something, somebody asking if they should DM an author about the book that they read or whatever. And it's always like, if you love something that somebody created, absolutely, like they will be thrilled. Like, do not be nervous about approaching them and telling them that you love a character or really loved this book or whatever. It's like, we like love that. It's makes your week, it's like, it's so great.
Maybe that's something we should start, is like a what's something you wish readers knew about you as like authors, because I think sometimes we put you guys
up a little bit
on this pedestal. We think we can't reach you.
Right.
Perfect and beautiful and lovely. You don't want to hear from us. You don't want to know me. And so I think this kind of like what do you wish readers knew? If we love your book, DM you and just say, hey. And I completely agree. Make it very clear. If you love their book, it's okay to DM them. If you didn't love their book, it's okay. You just don't need to say anything. You don't need to DM them. You don't need to tag them. You don't. You just need to leave the author out of it. But if you love it, reviews are great. Review where you can, where you read. That's obviously a great thing too. But I think that connection of I just really want her to know how much I loved her book.
Yeah.
Tell her. And even if she doesn't say anything back, I just want her to know. That's really cool, really special. And do you see a lot of, I'm sorry, I'm deviating again. Do you see a lot of readers come up during your signing events that maybe hadn't seen you before, but were like, oh my gosh, I loved your book. I heard you were going to be here and I really wanted to meet you?
Yeah, I especially because now that I, have one complete series, I have 2 series that I'm working on and have attended a lot of in-person events. So now I feel like more and more at events, I have people kind of coming up, and there was an event a couple weeks ago here in the cities, and somebody came up and was like, when is the next Abbott book coming out?
Yes.
And she was like, I loved About Our Deal, and when is the next one coming out? And that always feels really, really good, or when people come up and it's like they bought at an event last summer, they bought the first book in the series and now they're like, okay, I'm ready. I got to get the next one, or I got to get the rest of the series or whatever. And it's like, that makes you feel so good. It's so fun. It's so great.
Love that. That made me think of your candles that you do with your book.
Yes.
And I don't think I noticed last time. Like, I know I have candles that go with my Vanished books. Are there candles for every book?
Yeah, I have one.
Do you?
Yeah, I have one for Redemption.
So, obviously we know you love candles. And is that where that came from? There was just something, an idea that sparked that you were like, I could do candles with.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, basically, it was something that I really love. I'm like obsessed with candles. I have so many. It's kind of a problem. And then when I was thinking about just some way to kind of try to stand out, from other people at like other authors at a book event, and like, what can I do to kind of like get people to come check out my books?
Yeah.
The candles were one of the things that I thought of, and and that's kind of evolved now. So it's like each of the female characters in my books, everybody has a candle. They each have a signature cocktail now.
I saw that.
Yeah. I just created a quiz on my website to see which vanished queen you are. So what your cocktail is and what, all that kind of stuff. Oh, you haven't taken it yet?
We did. We did take the quiz.
Who are you?
I am Hunter.
Who is
Queen of Comfort?
Yes.
Did you write it down?
I did write it down.
Thank God. I was gonna say, I think Beck wrote it down, and now I can't remember. It wasn't a book I had read yet. Please hold. She looks at it. Kyle.
Oh, that's the one that's coming out. That's the next Abbott book that's coming out at the end of the summer.
Read this one. Yep.
No,
So that's who
nobody has yet.
So yeah, I was like, hold on, as we were on your website, I was like, Becca, we're taking a quiz.
I just started asking
questions. I was like, this is who you are. And this is who I am.
Yeah, it's been really fun. So yeah, it's just, continuing to kind of, I don't know, like have unique characters, I guess. So they all have candles and cocktails and colors, and it's all a thing.
Was it fairly easy for you to like pick which one went with which character? Like whether it was the cocktail or the color?
Yeah, the cocktails were trickier for sure. I felt like I had to do a lot of research.
I get a little do
Which makes it seems like I was drinking a lot, but that wasn't. But just, kind of figuring out what is the personality of different cocktails and, kind of like looking at different bartender sites to see, and getting that kind of thing. That was harder. Whereas I felt like the candle scent was easier, it's there's something in each of the books that kind of links to it. So Hunter, her candle smells like chocolate chip cookies because she's a pastry chef and she makes a bunch of cookies in the book. So things like that made the candle scent easier to figure out.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool that you're doing that, and I like that it kind of developed organically and it was just something that happened along. It feels like that's very you.
Yeah.
Like everything for you is just kind of stemmed from here's a thing and here's a feeling and here's a decision. Yeah, and then it all just kind of has rolled and developed, and it's this really beautiful thing that you've created between all of your stories and your characters and then you as an author, and I just love how that all came about. It's always interesting to hear, how authors get started and where things come from. And yours just seems so really beautiful and organic and authentic, and that's
thank you.
How fun.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, how many more questions can we come up with? Because I don't want this to be over because I'm having a good time learning all of these things.
Well, let's see where our next question takes us.
Okay, so this is what we are calling our out-of-pocket question. So something nothing to do with you, nothing we learned from you, completely random thought question that we had.
Okay.
Get ready.
I'm ready. I'm taking some wine.
Perfect. Like, I got it.
She's like, I got my sip happening. Perfect. Okay. If mermaids existed, would you want to know?
Absolutely.
She did not hesitate.
She was like,
she
"What do
said,
you
yes,
think?"
I do. See, I
don't know.
I think part of me would want to know, but also part of me would be completely terrified.
Because you go either way.
Because
They
what
can
if
be
they're
really
bad?
nice, or they can be
What if
like
they're bad mermaids, Stacey?
with sharp teeth.
What if they're actually the bad guys?
Okay, but
She's like, okay, but
a lot of people would assume that vampires are also bad, but we know that that's not always the case.
okay,
She's got a point.
that's fair. That's fair. So, would you then like try to go like see them, like find mermaids if it was like confirmed mermaids are real and here's where they are? Would you be like, I'm on the next boat out there?
I would want to. But then I would also worry, like, maybe they don't want anything to do with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're just like living their lives.
Yeah,
Right?
And we got to kind of respect that. I don't know. I would want to think that I would be like a good enough human that they would be okay
Right.
Yeah.
with me invading their space.
It's
Yes.
like dog people, like, oh, dogs love me. I'm the exception. The dogs will love me. The mermaids will love me. They'll choose me as their human.
Exactly.
And they'll accept me.
Well, and I feel like if it happened organically, like if you were just happened to be on a trip near the
Like,
ocean,
oh, weird.
and you just
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were here.
a more natural way of meeting them and creating that relationship versus like let me
That's right. Like a little meet cute with the mermaid world.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll make you with the mermaids.
Well, screw vampires. Read
I
a mermaid
read
book.
it. A vampire and a mermaid.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Can you even do
I did.
I think she can do whatever she wants. I think it's her rules and it's her world.
I'm so
She
interested.
can make it whatever she
I'm
wants.
invested.
Maybe we write this one on Patreon. Like,
Hey,
so
maybe
it's
this one's just like
for the group.
Oh my god.
so fun.
It is fun. Well, and you love to travel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there's got to be a place you haven't gone to yet.
Oh, there's a lot of places. I feel like traveling is one of those things where the more you travel, the longer your list of places you want to go gets. It's like you don't ever cross things off. It's like you just keep adding to it. So yeah, so that's the thing, right? It's like I would want to go meet the mermaids, but I would want to be a good traveler, tourist kind of thing. So
I hear you. Okay, that's fair. All right, I have things to reconsider in my brain now. She's got me thinking differently. Because immediately I was like, I don't think I would want to know.
I would want to know.
I would too. Yeah.
They have like different science and like
Science.
medicine and technology. Not
They
technology
probably
underground, but,
do.
like,
Well, maybe they do.
Yeah.
the ocean is terrifying.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's all sparkles and sunshine down there, and we don't even know.
There's so much of the ocean that we do not know and have not explored. It's like there could be whole worlds down there.
There probably is. I love getting on like conspiracy theory TikTok.
God.
It's one of my favorite places. And I've heard people talk about like certain places in the ocean being black holes that take you to like different worlds.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
saying we are a rock in the middle of the universe. Anything is possible.
I'm not going down there.
Come on
True.
now. Okay.
It's true. I don't know if you all were watching all of the Artemis coverage. I was very into it.
I only saw bits and pieces of
Yeah.
it. But I love the people that are already like, it was fake. It's not real. It was fake. Did you see her hair? Her hair was that's what one of the people were saying. It was like, well, she had her hair up when they went into space, and then this picture has her hair floating. She's in space where there's no gravity. Of course, her hair is all over the place. But anyway, I thought it was great.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was really funny. Also, that was a win for women. The Artemis.
It was. I loved it. It was so cool.
It was very cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is so fun.
First
Very
author for season
I
3.
know. Congratulations on season 3. That's exciting.
Thank
you.
you. So we will make sure that we have everything linked in the description. We'll have Stacey's socials, her website. So if you are interested in any of her books, all of those links will be there. Also, if you are interested in meeting her at any of the signing events she will be attending the rest of this year, all of those will be
Yes.
available to you as well. We will be seeing you at Riders on the River and Romance Rendezvous Book Blast. Yay!
Yay!
Our favorite, so we will be there. And this was so
much
great.
fun.
So fun.
So fun. We are
We should do it again.
okay.
We'll get some more wine. Hang out again. A week or two.
Yes. Okay. We'll just make it like a weekly hangout.
Whoa, twist our arm.
Summer. I guess if we have to.
I love it.
So I guess that's the episode. That's the
Okay.
interview. That's the
Go read all of Stacey's
go read
books.
her book.
Oh, thank you.
Love romance
and suspense and unanswered questions
and some good loving, you should rate it.
We went in two very different directions.
Well, that's usually how we go. It's two different directions, so that's pretty normal for us. But just it's got all of it. It's got both Beck's taste and Mag's taste
so
together.
You know it's good.
So it's good stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we can't wait to show you who's next.
And we will
See you next time.
All right, bye.